start working with the exploratory part of the problems. Now remember, as we go into this rigid motion, what we're talking about when we're talking about transformations, meaning the original figure having changes happen to it, these are all mathematical. I will tell you in prior years, I haven't been a huge fan of this type of math because I thought this should be studied in art class. When you get up into Algebra 1, Algebra 2, geometry, those upper level maths, you will use transformations on equations. That's why we are studying it at the shape level so that you can bring that knowledge farther in your next set of classes. So here we go with the exploratory challenge number 1. It says, describe intuitively. What does intuitively mean? Anyone? Okay, intuitively means we haven't studied how to prove this yet. So you are going to think about what you already know about flips or reflections, what you know about rotations, and what you know about translations. You are going to look at these and with your limited knowledge, without being able to prove it, what do you think is already happening? So here we go. Describe intuitively what kind of transformation will be required to move the figure on the left to each of the figures 1, 2, and 3 on the right. To help you with this exercise, use a transparent. We're not going to use a transparency. That's not something that you all own and can use on a regular basis. So intuitively, we are going to decide as a group. Okay? At this time, go and decide. Figure 1, translation, rotation, reflection. Figure 2 and figure 3. Go now. Hit pause.
Go.
Okay, so what did we decide for number 1? For this image to go to here, what happened?
Translation.
It is a translation. It is a slide. If I were to cut out this figure and slide it up into the right, you would end up with this exact figure. Any questions on number 1? Number 2, can I slide it and move it right here?
No.
No, what rigid motion is that?
Rotation.
Reflection.
It is a reflection. In which direction? Do I have my mirror right here and it's reflecting over here?
No.
It's flipping
Side
down because the red tab on the end ends up on top, but it still ends up on the left-hand side. Therefore, this is a reflection down.
Or a flip.
Okay? And then finally, number 3, to go from here to here, what would you say, Dylan?
Translation.
Is it just a slide? If I just took it and slid it over, do I end up with that figure?
No.
No, you don't end up with
Rotation.
that. Bonnie?
Rotation.
It is a rotation. If I were to take this figure, have it in the middle, and then rotate it downward, this would be going down, and the circle would be on the left. Are there any questions on just your intuitive guess what a rigid motion is, what it looks like? Okay, go ahead and flip your pieces of paper over. Whoa. Sorry. Okay. Given 2 line segments, line segment AB and line segment CD, which could be very far apart, how can we find out if they have the same length without measuring them individually? Without taking out a ruler and saying, okay, this one is 3 inches long and this one's 3 inches. Without taking out a ruler and measuring, how can we decide whether or not they are the same length? Can you do it by looking at it?
No.
No, because optical illusion, some things appear to be the same but are not. Some things appear to be different and they are not. Can I take my fingers and say, okay, AB is this long, and then come over here? Look, I'm being very careful. And say, oh, CD is the same?
No.
No, okay? You can, of course, move. How could you problem solve this situation?
Flip it or rotate it.
I can't, look, it's solid. I
Oh, yeah,
can't move
okay,
this
yeah,
anyway. I can highlight it without a measuring tool.
Okay.
Yep.
You can use a different paper and have a line and mark it.
Perfect. Take out a blank sheet of paper. any sheet of paper you might have. Take my line segment AB. All right. Oh, look at this is real convenient. It's almost the length of my there. A goes there, starting at B at the end. Move over to CD. What do we have here, folks? Same or not the same?
Same.
They are exactly the same. So you can problem solve these situations without our measuring tools. That is one way to do it. Any questions? I'm going to pass out your homework today. It is 2 questions. The 2 questions have to do with your intuitive guess as to what rigid motions are happening. It's going to be due tomorrow. Questions, comments, or concerns? Have a great day.